Hey guys, thanks for checking out the video. This is NBA 2K20's best rotational setup. I did this video for last year with 2K19 and a lot of people enjoyed it. A lot of people liked it. It's even better this year. There are some things that have changed. So I thought, hey, let's go ahead and make another video. Before we go ahead and get into that, if you could go ahead and like the video. If you haven't already, throw me a subscribe. I do really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel. I put a lot of 2K content out as far as MyLeague and MyLeague sliders and settings, gameplay sliders and settings, and little things like this to help get an even better sim experience. So anything you guys can do definitely helps me out, and I appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and get into everything. So the first thing you want to do is establish your team and go into the coaching game plan, and you're going to go ahead, zero out all the minutes for everybody, and just set who you want to be as your starting five, and then set who you want as your sixth man, seventh man, eighth man, ninth man, however deep you want to go, okay? The next thing you want to do is set the minutes, okay? So what I'm going to show you is the minutes for a 9-man rotation. 10-man rotation is a little bit different, but it's easy. I'll tell you how to do it. For either 9 or 10 man, the starting five stays the same. Okay, you're going to have 2 starters that are at 35 minutes and 2 starters at 25 minutes and 1 at 30. Okay, now who you pick doesn't really matter as long as it makes sense with who your 6th and 7th man are. All right, so you want to give 25 minutes to the 2 players that your 6th and 7th man are going to be coming in for the most as far as positional changes and player swaps goes for. So as you can see here, I have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as my 6th man. I'm going to have him playing shooting guard, so he's 30 minutes, and Kent Bazemore is my starting shooting guard at 25. My 7th man is going to be Gorgie Jang. He's also getting 30 minutes as Nerlens Noel's at 25, so you can see how it matches up there. That's key. Make sure you have those 2 things make sense, okay? Your 8th man is going to get 20 minutes in a 9-man rotation, or 15 if you do a 10, okay? Your 9th man is going to get 10 minutes in a 9-man rotation, or he's going to get 15 in a 10, and then your last guy would get 5 in a 10, or of course in a 9-man rotation there's no minutes to give. This is your setup, okay? This is how you want things to look to make sure that you are getting the best player rotations possible. Now there are a few other settings we need to go ahead and change in the coaching profile and coaching settings to help this be as effective as possible, and we'll go ahead and get into that right now. So the next thing you want to do is go ahead and bench depth. If you choose 9-man, set the bench depth to 10. If you go 10-man rotation, put it at 11. If you decide to go 11 or 12-man rotation, just bump it up 1, okay? This really, for some reason, helps rotations even better. Bench utilization this year has to be 100. Last year it was not at 100. This year it has to be at 100. It is very important that you have it at 100, as well as lineup performance factor needs to be at 100. Okay, this also helps less mass subs because the game likes to bunch your substitutions all together in the first half and not a lot in the second half. When you have a player playing well, okay, he won't come out as quickly as often, and it helps spread out those subs. You start seeing more 2 and 3 player subs. Okay, young and old leave at 50, and system proficiency we're going to put down at 0. That doesn't matter. You're going to play who you want to play, and you're just going to adapt no matter what. So it doesn't really matter. Okay. But make sure you get all those things. Everything else is kind of personal preference here, but bench utilization, line performance factor, and bench depth are absolutely key. Sim points of emphasis don't matter. Nothing else really matters here. We're going to go ahead and get on over to your coach settings. And there are a couple things that we need to set up there. I'll also show you what I personally use for the other settings that don't matter, but there are a few that absolutely matter. Number 1 is adaptive coaching engine. It needs to be on defense only. When you have it on offense, it messes up a ton of stuff as far as rotations is concerned, and you also start seeing the same plays ran over and over and over again. So defense only for adaptive coaching engine. Okay, player minutes is on manual. This means you're adjusting your player minutes. It won't constantly adjust them for you, which can happen if you leave it on auto. Don't do that. Put it on manual. Substitution must be on auto. Player substitution method must be on rotation. Everything else here is pretty much, whatever you want, user preference. I go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and show you how I have everything set up for myself. But the only ones that matter are those ones at the top right there. Everything else is personal preference. This, guys, is going to get you the best rotations that I've seen in 2K ever. Okay? That's not an understatement. This is the best rotations I've seen. I've seen 1 guy come in at a time. I've seen 2. I've seen 3. The only time you'll see the mass subs is if you see one or two players go walk up to the table ready to check in, and you go a long time without a stoppage in play. As we know, 2K struggles with fouls sometimes, and you can go a lot of time without having an interruption due to a turnover or foul or anything like that. If that happens, if you see a guy sitting at the table ready to sub in, it's been like 35, 45 seconds, couple possessions, no stoppage in play, just call a timeout. I understand it's a Band-Aid, but it helps you out. It helps things stay realistic. So as long as you guys stick to this, you will not see those mass subs. All right, you will enjoy your experience in your MyLeague that much more. But this is the end of the video, guys. Thank you for checking it out. Stay tuned. There will be a MyLeague sliders and settings video coming up shortly, as well as a gameplay video too. So I hope you guys check that out. Thanks for watching. Peace.